the meat and potatoes of today. Okay, is the recording? Yes, recording started. Then I will start here as well. Patch. All right. Patch, can you confirm that you can hear me? And then I will start. Yeah, recording is in progress. Okay, great. Okay, let's get started. Yeah, so today's topic, where I will start with, is the a little bit about the market, where we're going, and then how this is a topic we did talk about before. So I will cover it high level, how the fees are being generated for YND holders, and how the YieldNest stack will be able to generate revenue and fees for the DAO, and how we will, as a community, be able to profit from that and together build out the YieldNest protocol, and so that we can all earn and we can all as a collective work to optimize strategies and how we can make revenue as a protocol, and how we can be a long-term, like, sustainable protocol that offers true decentralized financials, true decentralized financial stack with decentralized governance or sub-DAO governance on top of that, and everybody will be able to participate in that. Yeah, let me share my screen and then I will get started. Here we go. Yes, my screen is live. All right, so let's maybe dive into the first, just the YieldNest protocol overview, right? So a bit of a refresher. YieldNest builds, in this case, we have the MAX LRT products, but also, as you can read in the docs, is also possible for other external people to work on the YieldNest stack to create other indexes, RWA products, and other things. I will highlight that at the end of this deep dive into YieldNest. How we have constructed it now, if you go to the YND, the YND tokenomics, this illustration kind of explains it in the best way possible. So there's users that use the YieldNest protocol. Users will interact with different components. As you can see here, we're working on a little bit of a, oh, you cannot see that now, but we're working on a new illustration to fully only display the value flows, to make it this chart a bit simpler, but I think I can talk through this chart in itself. So user deposits assets, and the assets gets deposited in either YieldNest integrations, that's basically like strategies or other places where one of the products is integrated. So there will be revenue generated that flows back to eventually the YND stakers. Then the YieldNest products. YieldNest products are the strategy, so RWAs or gold strategy or whatever strategy people want to build with us. We got a lot of demand from different institutions and different family offices that are interested in entering DeFi and build this, so they're all looking for a bit guidance, and we can help them to build products. And then at last, there's YieldNest sub-DAOs, and YieldNest sub-DAO could be Nest AI or others that will generate revenue. So there's a couple of revenue generating streams here. When users come in, they use the different products, and these products will generate fees. All right. So when people use these products, the money gets allocated to the LRT strategies, we call them, and these staking tokens are liquid, but it's all PT/YT strategies, liquidity pool strategies, or other strategies where we take those components, structure them together, charge a bit fee on top of that, but remove the complexity for the users, and then the fee that's generated will go to the yield distributor, right? So different products, integrations or sub-DAOs generate fees. Those fees mostly just go back to the users, and then we charge a small dynamic fee, and it could be a small management fee or protocol fee, and that will be sent to the fee distributor. The fee distributor, for now, kind of in this basic form, will all send all of the rewards back to the YND holders, but there's built into this fee distributor, there's also a way to split up the fee to send it to sub-DAOs or treasury as well. In the beginning, this will not be activated, but it's already in the system, so that when we get to the stage that, for example, ynETHx has over 100 million or 50 million TVL, when we see enough revenue is generated, that in itself can become a sub-DAO that manages the strategies in that basket, right? All right, so when fee gets collected, the fee distributor, then the fee that it collects from strategies can be in ETH, can be in stablecoin, Bitcoin, or maybe even other like assets that because the fees are always generated in the shares of the strategies, the integration or sub-DAO itself. Then that will sit in the fee distributor. The fee distributor basically buys back YND and distribute the YND to the YND stakers, right? And the longer you stake your YND, the more of the protocol revenue that you earn, right? So that is our kind of reversed vote escort model that we have implemented here, right? So that on day one, when the TGE happens and the YieldNest DAO tokens are distributed to the community, you can either choose to sell the token or you can choose to stake the token. Right? You stake the token either in a liquid locker. Liquid locker is via stake DAO, similar to Convex or others work do that for CRV. They kind of automate the voting process and other things for you, or you can do it yourself, right? So the longer you're in there, the more of the protocol rewards that you earn. So either it's a liquid locker or the vote escort tokens themselves, right? Then with that power, you will be able to influence decisions on the fee distribution. You can influence the LRT strategy fees, and you can influence like a lot of other protocol decisions as well. So this is like a super high level overview of how we are going to distribute these fees. One thing that is pretty cool that I would like to talk about is basically this Vault as a service, right? Because we did get a lot of demand, as I said, from like some external parties, because we created these 4 MAX LRT vaults. Also the ynUSDx is missing from this illustration, but there's like 4 MAX LRTs. And we got like different interests from, for example, RWA. There's a big player in the real estate world that is interested to use the YieldNest generate that will kind of build an on-chain liquidity profile for their RWA basket, right? And that's something that I just really high level wanted to showcase here, so that these people can build. The ynRWAX is like a high-level case study of something that we're probably going to build after the TGE. And you can see here the different real estate strategies with a buffer, etc., etc. So this is a very cool new direction that this goes, right? So this is like an evolution we already planned for of like, all right, like YieldNest products are products that YieldNest creates and curates. But could also be YieldNest creates a product, but then it's curated by an external party. In this case, an RWA product, for example, that can fit in here as well. So yeah, I wanted to highlight that. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, so it's a new product range we're working on. So that's bullish, and it kind of highlights the strategy of we're starting with our own products, and then later we're moving to other products as well. Yes. So I hope that that's like all clear so far. now I'm gonna dive into the questions that have been asked. Let me stop sharing my screen. Yeah, and so far, if there's any questions or anything ongoing that people want to know, like please let me know. All right. Let's dive into all the questions of this week. I got like 10 questions. That's great. Let me go over all of them. Yeah, the question number one is a great question, and it's good. I kind of just repeating myself a little bit, but I think it's really good to just go over them one by one. So the 10 questions that I got, the first one is like, what exactly are MAX LRTs and how do they differ from regular LRTs in the ecosystem? Well, the difference is that MAX LRTs are just maximizing the capital efficiency, right? Like a liquid restaking token, in the way that it's now positioned, is this token that then goes to a eigenlayer or symbiotic. But what we at YieldNest do, we try to look further. We build our product stack for the kind of the yield structures of tomorrow. So we're already foreseeing that, well, you know, those platforms like an eigenlayer or symbiotic, they're great, and they're actually delivering now with slashing, and they're getting more mature. So that's fantastic. That will be in that stack. But on top of that, we're also connecting different DeFi strategies in that stack, right? So you will not only earn the restaking yield, but on top of that, you're also earning extra yields from different components like curve bribe arbitrages, or from certain PT, YT positions, or lending and borrowing, etc., etc. So the way that the YieldNest MAX LRT stack differs from a regular LRT is that the MAX LRT stack is more of a structured product stack where we can stack more products into that. And as you just saw in that overview of the MAX LRTs, and all the way in the beginning of the AMA, you will be able to stack different yield options into one stack instead of just only one operator or only one network, for example. We can combine these things in a big basket that will auto rebalance and automatically monitor everything. If there's an issue, can withdraw. So I would say it's a way more advanced stack than just what an LRT does. I hope that's clear. All right. Yeah, let's move on to question 2. What role does YND play in powering and optimizing MAX LRTs? All right. So yeah, YND itself does nothing basically, right? So you have to stake the YND. The YND itself is just it's a token, and if you stake that token into the governance system, you will get power in the governance system, and then you can decide which MAX LRTs you want to get extra rewards in the gate system. So you will be able to vote on certain MAX LRT, or you'll be able to vote on certain strategy allocations. And because you can vote on certain strategy allocations, there might be protocols that will reward or want to kind of incentivize the MAX LRT stack to direct some of its liquidity to certain strategies. So by holding the vote escrowed YND token, so it means like by holding the staked YND token, you will be able to express influence on the overall MAX LRT stack. And with the VYND token, you will also earn that for all the products will eventually, all the fees and protocol revenue that's generated, they will push that back to the VYND holders. So the biggest role that the VYND token plays, or the staked YND token plays, is to distribute protocol rewards to users, right? So in that sense, the token will have an income. We already generated revenue with the token, and that will all be distributed to the VYND stakers at the moment of TG. So I hope that's clear. Question number 3. Let's go. All right. How does YND enable deeper alignment between users and YieldNest long-term strategy? Yeah. So that's a great question, right? Because, and again, it's not just YND, but it's the VYND. The long-term alignment there is like if you stake that token, you can control the emission to certain strategies, or you can decide on certain strategy decisions. So if the VYND holders, of course, in the beginning with a lot of guidance from YieldNest and external parties like StakeDAO, if we collectively make the right decisions and pick the right product to focus on, for example, now this RWA external party pops up, they want to work with YieldNest to build out this protocol, we can then decide as a community, like, well, this is great, and we're very happy that this big party that wants to work with YieldNest. They have over $600 million of real estate, and they want to tokenize it. Then, as a community, we can decide to maybe send some incentives to motivate people to use those products, and the more those products are used, the more revenue that will be generated for the VYND holders, stakers, right? So the long-term alignment is that the longer you hold VYND, the more of protocol rewards you get. If you then hold VYND as a collective, we will have to then make the right decisions as a collective. Like, where do we focus? What strategies do we want to build? What other product ranges do we want to focus on? And you can already see in the governance forum, there's a lively amount of new strategies getting proposed by community members, and that's amazing. It's fantastic. And together, when we see a strategy that we really like, if you hold VYND, you can propose, like, as a collective, like, we want this strategy to be built. And then as a collective, we can decide, all right, let's spend engineering time, let's spend energy building that strategy, and then together, if that strategy is successful, all the stakers and the whole YieldNest community earns from that, and it's then also long-term aligned to make the right decisions in order to increase the revenue for the protocol. So that's clear. Yeah. All right. I skipped question number 4 because it's like the same actually as the other 2 questions. Question number 5. Are there plans for YND to be used directly with vault strategies or like premium features? Yeah. So the subDAO and YieldNest Nest AI has a terminal interface. In the last AMA, I went over that more in depth, so you can watch that back. But to reiterate, like, Nest AI is optimizing portfolios for users, and in order to access the Nest AI terminal, you will have to hold either an amount of Nest or an amount of YND, and all the the revenue generated from those actions will also go back to the YND holders, right? So that's one of the premium features. Another feature is a boosting of your rewards, all right? So if you hold the VYND token and you use certain strategies, you will be able to earn more rewards. So and that happens all on chain. So that's similar how that works in Curve or in Spectra or other vote escrow models. You will be able to stake the governance token, and the more of the governance tokens you stake, the more of the emission or the more of those rewards will flow to the people that are actually staking in that protocol. So with that, you create this whole theoretical game of staking, looping, etc., etc. So it's that's also one of the features that will be into the mix as well, right? Next question is really cool, right? So the next question number 6, is one word to describe what YND brings to the table, right? Okay. So how I would describe that, as a YND holder, you're entitled to earn protocol revenue of the YieldNest protocol. That's it. So very simple. If you hold YND tokens, you earn protocol revenue, right? So the YND token itself, basically, again, it's something to keep it liquid and make it transferable. And then if you stake it, either the liquid locker or the vote escrow YND, you earn protocol rewards, right? So one word, you will earn protocol revenue from the YieldNest protocol that is optimizing yields and bringing on the next wave of users into decentralized finance and out of the the parasitic banking system. We're going to this new system where we're all responsible to make this a better system than what we had in the traditional sense of the word, right? So yeah, you will earn protocol revenue if you stake your YND tokens. So I think that's the best way to describe it. So why would you buy YND? Well, the token in itself is a vessel of speculation of the potential future revenue that YieldNest will bring. And you can stake it and you will actually earn that revenue, right? So the YND token gives you an entrance into that revenue share Yeah. All right. Moving on, question number 7. What is the most exciting moment during the YND's development journey so far? I think right now it's the most exciting moment so far. I cannot fully confirm this yet, but you know, like there is a lot of talks with some big, you know, centralized exchanges. Although I'm a little bit conflicted with that because I would prefer a fully only on-chain launch. But unfortunately, DeFi is not that. DeFi was getting in that direction, but now we need to get more people off the centralized exchanges into decentralized finance products on being B-Chain or E layer 2s in order to do fully on-chain launches, right? So right now, in order for YieldNest to get the attention that we deserve and get the distribution, we are right now talking to a lot of really big centralized exchanges to also list YieldNest to give more people an entrance into this new asset, YieldNest DAO tokens, that will give protocol rewards. So to kind of educate people of like, hey, you know, buy this token from an exchange, and if you want to use the token, you have to go on chain and stake it, right? So I'm really excited to see how those game theories play out. And yeah, right now is the most exciting moment for YieldNest with the TGE coming up, with everything going well, and it's a very exciting moment because like it's so hard to decide when to do the TGE because it's like you know we are TGE ready. We can launch the governance stack. We ideally maybe want to build a bit more products, but I think generally it's looking great, right? So yeah, that is the most exciting moment so far, right? Yeah, moving on. Can YND holders impact the risk appetite or rebalance behavior of specific LRT vaults, right? Yes, they can. Like there will be ways to vote on gauges, so you can vote on the emission, and in order to vote on the strategy decisions, you will have to elect sub-DAO governors, right? And that's something that will happen after the TGE. At first, we do the TGE. We fire the protocol revenue share model, so the YND will stream back people that stake, and then later on, when the DAO expands, more of these contract features that are normally only embedded for, you know, privileged multisigs or contracts to use, they will go into the sub-DAO, and then people can vote on governors that will govern these strategies. And you will also be able to vote on allocation of strategies. So you can make a proposal in the system of like, I want this strategy, or I think that strategy is smart. And then as a collective, we can decide if that's a good or a bad decision. So there's a lot of power that you get when you hold the YND tokens and stake them. So that is fantastic. Question number 9: are there any partnerships or integrations that work? Yeah, well, I just showed one. For example, the RWA token is one of them, and you know, we built our own vault architecture, right? So with all the knowledge that we have, you know, from working with working with MakerDAO, Curve, etc., all these new insights, we took that and we built a whole new stack for vault creation, and that's now attracting a lot of different partners from a lot of different angles. And we now need to decide, like, where do we want to put that energy, where do we want to put our attention, and which partners are the best to collaborate with. And that's now the roads that we're on. Yes. Yeah, so there's a lot of utility expansion. There's a lot of different new opportunities we see. So many different expansions, so many different directions, and it's actually really wonderful to have the sounding board of a huge community to work together with, and together to say, like, this is one thing we want to do. What do you guys think, right? And yeah, that is very helpful and very useful, and we can already see the fruits of that labor in all the really cool strategies that we received on our governance forum. So very happy with that. Yeah, and now I go to question number 10, like almost already the last question, right? what's one message that you want every community member to carry after this AMA? Well, I would love everybody to be ready for the upcoming TGE, and we are not sure about the exact dates and stuff yet because of the market volatility and different components. But I want to carry away that, like, use the YieldNest products and understand them as well. So I not only want people to just use ynETHx or ynBNBX, but really try to understand different strategies and try to dive deeper and try to think with YieldNest together how we can grow the pie for all of us, right? Because in the end of the day, crypto is a lot of PvP, player versus player right now. It's a bit of a harder market at the moment. I hope to go back to more of like a zero sum, to more of like a collective where we together decide on different strategies, where we together as a community can grow YieldNest into more integrations, more like partners like the RWAX new pilot we're going to launch soon. So I would say to everyone, like, YieldNest is not only me, but YieldNest is everyone, and everybody should feel empowered to come to the forum, come in the community and participate, and together we will earn yields, and together we will build better derivative products. And I want the power to flow eventually to the edges of the network, right? That's what blockchain is designed for. Blockchain is designed to take systems or components that mostly centralize power. Normally, if you have a real estate fund or a certain derivative, all that power of that derivative goes in the middle, goes to one power center. I want really to us to go back to that core crypto culture of, like, the power eventually of the protocols will slowly but surely go to the edges of the network, and then it's all up to us together to make the protocol critical features better, to develop new features, and to build new strategies. So I'm really excited for this journey to continue with all of you guys and to build new products, to build new derivatives, and to build new power structures. I'm very, very excited for that with all of you. So yeah, that's I think the final message that I would like to leave it with as well. Yeah, this maybe is a bit of a shorter AMA. I have like a lot of things I want to do today still. But if there's any questions for anyone, please let me know. Then I will respond to that right away. So it would be fantastic to hear any questions that you might have. Then I will respond to that. Yeah, there's a lot of OGs in the audience today. That's fantastic. There's a lot of people that already been with us on this journey for a long time. We've been through a lot, positive things, negative things, but in general, everything is going fantastic. So super excited to see the growth, and super excited to see all the amazing new strategies, and also very excited to see all the new external strategies that are coming up. Yeah. All right. If anybody has more questions, then I will respond. Else, I'm gonna. Oh, I see. Michael is typing. This is good. Yes. Fantastic. Yeah, wait a bit. Yeah, just let me know if there's any more questions. I give some time for people to type it, and then I will respond to that ASAP. All right. Yeah. Of course, how much YND gets distributed, as I said as well, right? Like the TGE is going to happen like very soon. We're obviously waiting for the right timing in the market in order to make the best of that. We want to launch in a more upward momentum because I do feel the whole DeFi narrative is coming back, although it's changing a little bit where there's a lot more centralized parties and more centralized things kind of involved in this kind of cycle. But I'm very excited to do the TGE. And yeah, the amounts, of course, we need to see how the exact amounts will be distributed. So thanks you, Mike. I saw you joined a bit later, but indeed, let me close the AMA now, and then I will repeat indeed the YND feature at launch, right? So when the YieldNest DAO token launches, you will be able to use it as a liquid locker token. So the first step, maybe for me to explain, you can use it as a vote escrow token, right? So you can say, all right, I get the YieldNest DAO tokens. This will give you a share of the protocol. Then if you stake those YieldNest DAO tokens, you will be able to get part of the revenue share from all the strategies that the YieldNest protocol offers, right? The longer you have your token staked, the more of the revenue you will earn. Simple as that. Then you also have the option to stake the token in a liquid locker. So you can then stake your token in a stake DAO liquid locker where your token is still liquid, so you can enter and exit the token anytime that you want, and you will still earn the protocol rewards, right? So the first function of the YieldNest DAO token is to receive those protocol rewards, right? So that will be from day one in there. And you can obviously also vote on governance decisions, etc., right? So that is the first feature. And then over time, we will decentralize the protocol more and more, and that power of that protocol will flow more to the edges, and eventually we create sub-DAOs and other constructions where the YieldNest tokens will become more and more powerful and more revenue will be generated. All right, I see more questions coming in as well. Let's continue a bit. From Jumper, let's go. Do you envision YieldNest being an ecosystem where people use to manage most of their crypto assets? Well, I do think so, and that's again in the combination with Nest AI, where Nest AI is this kind of like personal AI, portfolio manager, and I see that YieldNest will create derivative assets, so the ETH Max product for maximum amount on your ETH asset, maximum amount on your BTC asset, BNB asset, or stablecoin asset. With these asset types, you can construct a very easy portfolio and always earn the maximum amount of yields, right? So the YieldNest is a way for you to get your crypto assets, set and forget, and the yields will auto compound for you. There's no more action, so we simplify that process, right? And in combination with Nest AI will be able to tell you, well, I think now it's time for you to have a 80% portfolio Bitcoin and ETH and 20% in stables, or when the market goes up a lot, it would maybe at some point say, well, now it's the time to move a little bit more into stable coins, right? So I think YieldNest itself will not necessarily be that portfolio manager. YieldNest itself builds derivative products. So we build DeFi products. We're more an engineering focused team. We're not going to give investment advice whatsoever. We just built a tech stack for people to make it easier to enter in these complexer DeFi positions. And then you will be able with other, sub-DAOs like Nest AI to manage your portfolio with your personal AI portfolio manager. That's how we envision it at the moment. So I'm not really a big fan of like these DeFi super apps. I know that EtherFi now is going to this neobank super app direction. I do hope to be a bit more of a hybrid where I want to motivate people to not just be like, oh, here's an app. I can invest some select protocols, still self-custody, control over your own money. And then with tools like Nest AI or other tools, we can help you to optimize that portfolio as well. Yes. And MCA, all right. Let's do that as a last question. I'm a beginner in DeFi, and I want to. Oh, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Yes, I think the YieldNest assets are a very good way to start your DeFi journey. With ynETHx or ynBNBX, whatever you prefer, you will be able to just buy one token and auto-compound yield across different DeFi components, right? So I think it's a perfect way to start, because the first step, you buy the asset, you have the asset in your wallet, and you will be able to see like, oh, this number goes up. The amount of ETH that I can back actually goes up because the yield goes up in the token itself. Very basic, very simple DeFi concept to first understand. And then I would recommend to dig a bit deeper into strategies or wander out yourself into different like strategies. So yeah, I think YieldNest is the perfect place for beginners or professionals to have this very secure place for high risk adjusted returns. And I think this is a really good starting position for either professionals that have already a big DeFi portfolio, need to manage a lot of that, and are like, well, I want to park some assets in a secure, high risk adjusted way. Or, beginners that are like, well, I'm not sure what to do. There's so much options in DeFi. Where do I go? Well, YieldNest is a really good starting point to just kind of buy your first DeFi asset, hold it in the wallet, and maybe do some more research, and then go back and you will see, oh, I made some yield, I earned some money. And then from there, you can take that base risk-adjusted return, that base asset, and start to loop it in Euler or in Morpho or one of our lending and borrowing vaults, or you can provide liquidity to an automated market maker. So it's a very good entrance point, and it's also a good point for professionals that want to have a very secure place to store their crypto assets, I would say. Yes. All right. This was normally I go for like 1.5 hours, 1 hour, but today I want to keep it a little bit shorter because I think I responded to all the questions. I hope this little masterclass gave a good insight in all the cool features that YND will offer. Also a bit of the alpha leak of the RWA vault that we have created, and more on that to come. Special alpha leak for the people that joined the AMA. Obviously, a lot of the things are still work in progress for the RWA strategy side, and a lot of really cool new upgrades are coming as well to the protocol very soon. So very excited and very happy to be here with all of you guys. I appreciate everyone joining, and see you guys very soon. Thank you. See you in the next one. Thank you guys. Bye bye.